Oh my god! This is like the majority of the fandom's favorite, right? I mean, it's one of my favorites. I have to say it's my third favorite. Mikashi is my fourth favorite arc. But Minagoroshi is my favorite one. For me, by far. So, yeah. But this one has to be my third favorite. I really do love it. I do. But I love all of the Higurashi arcs. I mean, except for the time-killing arc. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that one. Nah. I can't wait, though. This is so fun to read. I already set up everything, too. Mostly, except for that part. I can't wait. I love this arc as well. It's so fun to read. There's a lot of emotional roller coasters that I really... It's just fun, and it ends fun. Despite the fact that... Well, yeah. Well, why don't we start the reading? Oh, right. TSUMIHOROBOSHI, the first fall. Atonement chapter. How is your reasoning toward the truth coming along? The next tragedy is ready for you. Enjoy. This is a humorous story with a tragic struggle at the end. The difficulty is 0. You can just enjoy the clowns milling about. The first time I would try harder to avoid the inevitable tragedy. The second time I would be disgusted with the inevitable tragedy. The third time my disgust would turn into anguish. The 7th time I'd be laughing by then. Frederica Bernkastel. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. And I already made another mistake when my mouth was... Seriously? The chorus of the Higurashi had replaced that of the cicadas. Their cries came from a distance, echoed loudly, and then faded away. They sounded so weak and fragile. Rena's voice was just like the cries of the Higurashi. She'd say something, but the words would quickly fade away. She sounded so fragile. It made me worry she might vanish into thin air along with her words. But nobody's pressuring her to continue. Mio dusted off the hood of an abandoned car and sat down on it as if to show how relaxed she was. She actually did look very relaxed, as if she came here to enjoy the cool breeze of the evening or something. Sadako followed Mion's example and sat down as well. She didn't look nearly as relaxed, however. I thought about following suit, but it felt rude to look away from Rena, even for the short time it would take a look for a place to sit down, so I decided to remain standing. Rika didn't sit down either. She wasn't looking at Rena. Everybody else was looking at Rena, but Rika was looking at the red sky. Rika's expression was hard to describe. She looked pale and blank at the same time, as if all her emotions were gone. Rena wore the same kind of expression. She kept trying to say something, but it seemed like the words were stuck in her throat. She noticed Rika was looking at the sky, so she decided to look that way as well. Mion did the same. So did I. Sadako looked that way too. And with that, there was silence. It was like we were in a concert hall, filled with the chorus of the Higurashi, a concert hall with the highest roof in the world. A refreshingly cool breeze tickled our sweaty bodies. I could almost make myself believe that we came here to enjoy the breeze and the sunset. I could only wish that was what we came here for. The shadows of the birds flying across the sky soured the feeling of our quiet concert. They reminded us that time hadn't stopped. Nobody wanted to pressure Rena. We didn't want time to pressure her either. We wanted to keep the cool red sky as long as we could, so Rena could calm down and talk. Right then, I heard a sound, and it brought us all back to reality. The hood Mio was sitting on had made a noise when she moved across her legs. I don't know whether Mio made the noise on purpose or not, but it reminded us that time had been passing by. The noise took our attention away from the sky and back to the ground. Such a tasteless noise seemed to have urged Rena to speak. Rena heaved a small sigh, nodded as if she understood something, and looked at us like she always did. "There's one thing I want to say, before anything else." She was probably saying it to everybody, but since I'm standing in the middle with her looking at me, I nodded to her to represent our agreement. "I think I did the right thing." Her voice wasn't hoarse anymore. She sounded just like she always did. "I wonder how much we're allowed to struggle in order to be happy." It sounded like a question, but nobody answered. "That's why I really like Mi-chan's club. The one rule is to do whatever it takes to win, right? I like that. It's wonderful. If we're only allowed to do nice things, and if there's a limit to how much we could struggle, people who aren't happy wouldn't be able to seize happiness at all. Misfortunes are like a chain reaction, I think. Once they begin, they're very, very hard to escape. In order to escape the chain of misfortunes, you need more than just luck or even assistance. I think you need to struggle as hard as you possibly can. You need to struggle to do your best. That's how you seize true happiness. That's what I believe." Rena stopped talking, looked up, heaved a sigh, and opened her mouth again. "But I'm not saying that I expect you to accept what I did. I know that was a very bad thing to do. Didn't you all look stunned a while ago? That tells me everything." I'd never seen her smile so self-derisively like this. That smile looked unbelievably painful. I could really feel how huge the distance between us was. There's nothing physically there, but I felt as if she was talking to us through iron bars or a chain-link fence. That's how great the distance between us was. But it's okay. There's nothing we can do about it. That's just how things are in this world. If I were you, I'd probably look just as stunned, and I'd say something irresponsible and merciless. She probably said that to hit back at us. We're just putting on a mask of sympathy, enjoying the spectacle of a clown on a stage. That's why she said that. She probably expected us to say something in return, but none of us knew what to say. Rena looked disappointed for a moment and clambered on top of the abandoned car. She spread her arms out and gave a little twirl and let her skirt billow up before she grabbed both ends and gave us a graceful curtsy. "Well then, are you ready for a story? This is the story of how Ryugu Rena did her best." There was no curtain or spotlight. She was atop an abandoned car amidst the trash piles, a stage specially made for her. We tried not to miss a word of what she was about to say. We believed that that was the least we could do to not hurt her feelings. Chapter 6, TSUMIHOROBOSHI. Alright, so this is one of my favorite openings in the visual novel, and honestly, when I was first watching Higurashi and considering dropping it, when I first saw this arc in the anime, this is when I was actually truly hooked to Higurashi. Okay, so let me take a break before we continue to read, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but Higurashi is a story that is deeply dear to my heart. Like, I've been there since middle school. I've been reading this for 15 years. I've watched it. I've read it. I've watched the anime 6 times. I've read the manga multiple times, but I had to stop at TSUMIHOROBOSHI because I only had like the first volume of TSUMIHOROBOSHI. I couldn't find the other manga volumes. And you go onto like eBay or something like that, or something like those volumes are expensive, and I don't have the moolah for that. And okay, but not just that, okay? Okay, so, it's just, before everything, like, so, how I got into reading the visual novels over and over again, which I've read more than once, is I kept trying to read the manga over and over again, and I was like, God damn it, I'm so sick and tired of not finishing this arc. And I finally read the visual novel. This was the first one I read for Higurashi. This was the first one. After that, I read Sumihoroboshi, Minagoroshi, and then Matsuribayashi. Then I read Meikashi. But before that, I read Umineko. Okay? So I've only actually reread the entire Higurashi series twice. Okay? There are other visual novels. I mean, there's other chapters I've reread over and over again. Okay? I have to say this is probably the third or fourth rereading of the visual novel that I did. But yeah, the first time I watched Higurashi, like, I discovered it through, like, because I was obsessed with Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I was watching, like, I was watching, like, screenshot traces over, like, Higurashi, and the song You plays, you know, the one, あなたは今どこで何をしていますか? That one? You know that one? Okay, so yeah. That one. I was so obsessed with that song. Like, to me, that was my favorite song in middle school. And that, I had to watch the anime. I had to find a way to consume the media somehow. Because there's no way that a song that I'm this attached to would be attached to a series that wouldn't be good enough. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched the anime, I didn't care for it. I was just like, oh my god, this is so boring. Oh my god, yeah, I'm just watching for the gore, I guess, right now. And I was not invested at all. Like, I got invested when Rena had said this. The intro to Sumihoroboshi. That was when I was first hooked into Higurashi. That was when my attention was caught. You know, if the anime didn't rush it, I probably would have been attached sooner, because the manga adapts the visual novels better than the anime does. Okay? Just saying, I'm not a fan of the Higurashi anime anymore. It did its thing, but I was pretty bored in the beginning. Okay? And I actually, when I was rereading the manga and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I can see how this is better than the anime. But I was like, you know, I'm kind of not into Higurashi anymore. And then I read the visual novel for Sumihoroboshi, and then I heard the OST, Birth and Death, and I was reattached to the series. But we're not at that point yet. But that was when, like, my entire love for the When They Cry franchise reignited into a flame that I have not been able to get over for years. And I was like 23, and I can't believe I'm 28, and I still won't shut up about When They Cry. Alright. Let's start. Let's say it's a winter month like December right now. What would you do if all of a sudden you had a week of hot and humid days with crying cicadas? Would you still wear your coat and scarf? Absolutely not, right? Even though it's still June, it's already summer to us since we've been having hot days for so long. So it's totally okay to do this kind of club activity in June. At my school, everybody usually does what they want in PE class, but today would be an exception. All my classmates were gathered in the schoolyard. Mio looked over everybody gathered around and spoke up loudly. Hey everyone! You ready? Yeah! They all raised the water guns in their hands. It's okay to use water guns in June because it's so hot and humid. All my classmates were joining in, so it's going to be a big water gun battle. I'm so excited! It's so exciting to do club activity with everyone from class. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun to play outside with everybody together. It's going to be fun for them, but we have to be serious because we can't lose. Well, yeah, for us club members, everything comes with a risk. Exactly. I look forward to the punishment for our more careless members are going to suffer. Good luck, everyone! I'm so pumped! Everybody listen up. Did you all check your guns? Are your tanks full? We're all ready, Maibara! We're very good at gun battles. Tomita and his friends play with water guns a lot, so they might have an advantage. We're different men today. Tomita and Okamura smiled confidently, holding their guns in a practiced manner. Their skills must give them confidence. They even look different. As we all know, Mia's going to be a tough opponent, but I think Sadako and Rika could be too. What about you, Rena? You can move fast, but you could end up being their target as well, so be careful. You've been losing a lot of games lately and taking most of the punishments.
Oh, it's just that the recent games weren't my specialty. But Keiichi, I think you've been losing a lot these days too, haven't you?
You have no idea how miserable I was when I had to go home wearing a bra and my mom saw me and right before I was about to take it off. Ah!
My last punishment was as terrible as yours. I'm ruined for marriage after having to do that.
Sadako laughed at us loudly while we were shuddering at the memory of the cruel punishments we suffered in the past.
You've been low on both luck and spirit. I know why you've been losing so frequently. That's because you see, you're both losers.
She's right. Once you get used to losing, you just can't stop. After all those losses, your fighting spirit fades away. When you can't believe in yourself, nothing goes right, even if you're doing the same as everybody else. You! Haven't you realized that Rena and I took those punishments on purpose because we wanted to spare you that fate? You should be thanking us, not calling us losers.
Oh, is that so? I'm very sorry for not thanking you enough then.
Sadako! You just add oil to the blaze of my rage! I'll make you regret what you just said! That's the spirit, Kei-chan. This little man hopes you can at least last long enough to serve as entertainment. Rena, you too! You'd be embarrassed if you were the first one to get shot, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
I too think Rena is going down first. Prepare yourselves for a bad time. No, Mi-chan, Sadako, you're so mean. Rena and Keiichi, go for it, yay!
Mion and Sadako laughed at us as loud as they could and moved on to tease their next target. Left alone, all I could do was stomp on the floor in anger. Damn it! I'm gonna win! I can't let them laugh at me like that again!
I agree. It feels bad to have them laugh at us like that.
It's not only how it feels, it's also how they step on my pride! Damn it!
Like Mi-chan said, it might be true that you can't stop losing once you get used to it. That's why we have to win today no matter what, so that we can get even.
Rena's eyes look different. She usually was a funny and weird person, but I know she has the determination to do what she needs to do. When Rena looks like this, she can be a tough opponent.
Today I'll follow the first club rule. I'm going to do everything I can to win.
Oh, you sound determined. You sound cool, but also as if you've been going easy on them before. Rena smiled, or maybe you could have called it a wicked grin. She was serious. She was serious about what she said. I could tell that from her expression alone. Among all the club members, Rena is easily the most sensible one. The rule of our club is that we can do anything in order to win, but she's the only one who has the moral qualms in doing it. That's why we rarely have a hard time against her, except for when she snaps. It's rare for her to say that she won't go easy. Damn it, when you grin like that, you leave me no choice. I have to be super serious about this too!
I always have to fight with my all in our club, but I believe there's a time when I have to get super serious about it. I think today's the time.
Indeed,
yes!
We pounded our fists together. Usually we really don't want to lose the game. One asked the other to work together, but Rena didn't ask this time, which meant she was going to try to defeat everybody by herself. No, not try. She was going to do it by herself. Rena looked really cool at the moment, but I wasn't scared. If she was seriously going to do it, I have to be serious and do it too. My fighting spirit had been dented after many losses, but it began to burn hot once more.
You look good too, Keiichi. You're even scaring me a little. You look like you're gonna beat everybody all by yourself.
I know that's what you're gonna do too.
That means we're going to fight against each other at the very end.
We would if we defeated everybody else.
I hope you'll be the last one I have to fight against.
Yeah, me too! We pounded our fists together again. Does everybody remember the rules? You have to call it out once you get hit. Once you're hit, you can't shoot anyone. Even if you did, it wouldn't count. Mion, I'd like to confirm the definition of getting hit one last time. When somebody shoots you with a water gun, you're hit. I'll break it down one more for you, Keiichi. You're only hit when it's water from the water gun. In other words, you're not hit if somebody splashes you with a bucket of water.
Only direct shots from the water gun count. I'm sure you're not so scared of Sadako's traps now, huh? I still have many kinds of traps ready for you. Rena, you'll be my first target. I don't think so. You're not strong enough to take me down yet. What did you just say?
I can't believe Rena gave Sadako tit for tat. This is gonna be fun. Don't you think so, Kei-chan? I don't think so. At least not for you, because all you'll be doing is choosing which one of us is gonna shoot you first.
Keiichi seems determined to win.
Mio seems to sense the fighting spirit in me and Rena. I can tell that she's as serious as we are, just from the way she looks. Alright, I like your spirit. Are you all ready to start? Everybody get to your positions. The one you drew by lot earlier. Everybody had to draw lots to pick a place to start the game from. It wouldn't be fun if everybody was close together at the beginning of the game. By the way, my starting position was behind the school building. When I drew this starting position, I thought about hiding until only the very few people left, like I did in our last game of tag, but a defensive tactic like that wasn't interesting to me anymore. I hadn't been this excited in a long time. My legs were shaking with excitement. It was my first time experiencing that kind of feeling. I could hear Mion's countdown from some distance away. 3, 2, 1. A single shot from a toy pistol echoed. With that sound, I was already running around the building. There had to be some underclassmen nearby. I usually assumed that somebody else would take care of them, but this time was different. They stood in fear as I ran toward them, screaming at the top of my voice. They took a moment to quickly decide whether to run or fight, in that moment I shot one after the other. Sorry guys, you just got unlucky with where you started. I felt bad for them because they lost the game so quickly, so I rubbed their heads to cheer them up and took their water guns. Yes! That was the key factor in this game. You can't put very much water in a water gun. With 10 people around you in a gun battle, the water would be done on in a minute. I abandoned the gun I used to shoot them and held one of their guns in each hand and scoped out the schoolyard. Just like I expected, there was an intense battle happening here. In a short time it took me to take care of the area behind the school building. It seems most of my classmates were already shot. I wasn't surprised though. I kind of knew it happened. You need to have high skill to fight in an open schoolyard, especially when most of the club members were there. It must have been like a battle of elephants and ants. What is that Mion's holding? Mio was holding a different water gun from one that she had when the game started. She was now holding one that looked like a huge machine gun. Its range capability, its pump action shooting, and the amount of water it could hold were way beyond comparison. There was no restrictions on what kind of water guns we could use today. As long as it's a water gun, we're allowed to use any kind. Most of us have a normal pistol-style water gun from the local toy store or something similar. I would have bought a bigger one like Mion's if they had one, but they weren't in stock and I had to order it in. In other words, Mion ordered hers a long time ago just for today. She's always well prepared when it comes to winning. She must have thought that we wouldn't allow her to use the big water gun if she showed it off before the game started, so she must have hidden it somewhere. It looks like most of our classmates were shot right after this game started. Only a few were still alive, trying to survive as long as they could by using the heavy construction equipment as the shield. Mio mercilessly shot them from various angles to make them come out from behind the shield. Stop hiding, cowards! Tomiya and Okamura were trying their best to resist her attack from behind their shield. It looked like they had no chance against her, but that actually wasn't true. After all, the two of them were only still alive, because all their experience in water gun battles. They survived the first few minutes of her assault, even though 99% of their classmates didn't, and they were still surviving at that very moment. Mion, however, is also a battle-hardened soldier. She used the advantage of her big water tank, and gradually but certainly drove them into a corner. It was only a matter of time till she broke them down.
We're cornered. It's not fair that she has a machine gun. All we have to do is survive until her tank runs low. We don't stand a chance against her when she's shooting at us like this.
They tried to hold out against her, but all they could do for now was keep running behind cover as Mio strapped closer and closer to them. They wanted to use their 2-against-1 advantage, but it seemed like they wouldn't even get that chance. If they tried attacking recklessly, one of them might get shot, and the other would have no chance of winning. So they grew more cautious, placing their bets on their final chance, but that caused their offense to wane. Of course, Mion saw through their plan. She was purposely provoking them so they'd lose their patience and start attacking her recklessly. Mion circled around the construction equipment, and now she was standing with her back towards me. If I went against her machine gun fair and square, I wouldn't stand a chance, so attacking from behind would be my only way to defeat her. Even though she was in a defenseless position, there was some distance between us. I was still too far away, but It'd still be better to attack her now than to take her head on. Don't hesitate, Keiichi. You won't have this chance again. I stepped out from my hiding place and ran as fast as I could toward her with 2 of my water guns in my hands. Instead of approaching slowly and silently, I screamed at the top of my lungs. Oh, Mion! What? There you are, Kei-chan! Mio seemed a little shocked by my surprise attack, but she immediately pulled herself together. She knew the advantages of her weapon, but she didn't shoot me just yet. She held back, luring me closer. Mio was well aware of how much water she had left. If she had the same kind of water gun as me, we would have had the same range capability. So it would have been down to our technique to decide the winner. If she was fighting against one of her underclassmen, she could have defeated them easily. Mio immediately calculated her chance of winning against me and figured out her only chance was to use the advantage of her water gun. She saw the eye of the tiger in me and recalculated her chances of winning in a split second. Really, I can admire how fast she does those things. I ran at top speed to shorten the distance between us. Our strength should have been equal. I had 2 water guns with full tanks and she had a machine gun with a half-empty tank. We both waited for the perfect moment. Your fighting spirit deserves my respect, Kei-chan. I'm not sure if I would have been a match for you today if I didn't have this gun. I'm disappointed in you, Mio. Your calculations are off today. Did you say you thought you could beat me? Because you don't stand a chance! The moment we stepped within range, Mio and I pulled our triggers at the same time. Mio set her sight squarely on me while I was trying to shoot and run at the same time. Her shot would obviously be more accurate than mine. My shot of water flew towards nowhere. Mio didn't even need to duck. But Mio's shot made a beautiful arc straight toward my chest. I could see the line of water coming straight at me, but I was too unstable to dodge. Mio had no doubt that she got me. You need more than spirit to defeat me. I knew you'd be the first to go down. I'm still disappointed in you, Mio. Your calculations are really off today. Bullshit! You can't dodge that shot! It'll go straight through you, and you'll regret the moment you chose to come at me screaming rather than creeping from behind. You're really disappointing me today, Mio. You could have figured it out if you just spent one more second to think. You could have figured out the reason why I didn't creep up on you, but screamed as loud as I could instead. Mio noticed my surprise attack and turned around to face me. In other words, she turned her back on her opponents she was fighting earlier. Those opponents heard my scream and saw that she had turned her back on them. What's this? Mio noticed her back was wet and cold. She finally understood that the other classmen she was attacking earlier had shown their fangs and attacked from behind. I blocked her water shot with my arm right before it hit my chest. The line of water was broken into droplets and splattered away. Damn it! I got hit first and my shot didn't count! You took too long to figure it out. Now get down, Mio! Mio squatted down and covered her head. It was now me versus Tomiya and Okamura. Their reflexes weren't so bad. They knew well that I'd be their next target after Mio was gone. They didn't feel sorry at all for attacking me right after I just saved them from their predicament. I can respect the cruelty and how quickly they shifted gears. They may one day be able to join our club if they keep refining their sense and skill. Our next target's Maibara. Let's get him!
It's 1 against 2. We can take him.
They were, however, one step behind me. It was already too late. For them, Mio was the first target and I was next. But I was different. My first target was them from the start. I didn't even see Mio as my target to begin with because I knew they'd take care of her. I was pointing my guns at them long before they were moving their sights from Mio to me. It seemed like they noticed the last moment that both of my guns had been pointing at them from the beginning. Which meant it was already too late for them. Oh, I jumped over Mio, rolled on the ground, and landed on my feet. I looked as elegant as an athlete who just finished a perfect performance. I had a gun in each of my hands. And with those shots, I shot them each in the middle of their chests.
So fast! How could the 2 of us lose against 1?
Tomiya and Okamura fell to their knees in disappointment. I can't believe you did all this, Kei-chan. I guess I'm off today, like you said. Mio wiped the dirt off her knees, looking frustrated. Don't worry, it wasn't you. Then why did I lose? That's simple. I twirled my guns on the tips of my fingers. I have to win sometimes in order to keep looking good. There were only a few people left alive. Rena, Sadako, and myself. Rena and Sadako were fighting fiercely. Were they evenly matched? No, Sadako was pushing her hard. Moving fast, she was driving Rena into a corner. Rena was usually gentle and slow, but today she was different. She was very serious today, and yet Sadako was still overwhelming her. She's a tough customer, even without her tricky traps.
Do you remember threatening me earlier? I suppose you were just bluffing. You move well, but I'm still going to win.
Sadako kept moving around, piling pressure in order to pin Rena down. She kept shooting, so her tank must have almost been empty, but her shots were still sharp and fast. I noticed a bucket near her feet, which was full of many water guns. I understood, seeing that she had been taking guns from others who were already out of the game. In this battle, reloading bullets, water, was more crucial than actual shooting. The hole that you put in the wire into these guns is rather small. To put wire through the faucet takes time and requires a certain amount of skill. In a battle like this would almost be... Oops, I understand that well, so I've been taking guns from the people I defeated, but I could only hold one in each hand. Sadako used a bucket to overcome the limit. Rena looked like she had only one water gun. I assumed she had two earlier, but she must have used a lot of water during her long battle with Sadako. It looked like she was trying to save water for the right moment, but with Sadako's fierce attacks, it was obvious it was only a matter of time before Rena was driven into a corner. However, Rena was also quite skilled. She only pretended to be driven into a corner, but she was actually luring Sadako to a place where she'd have the advantage. There was a narrow twisting path near the gymnasium warehouse behind the school building. With Rena's water levels running low, she'd want to turn things around with a single close-range shot. That narrow path was a perfect place for her to do that.
What's wrong? You're slowing down a little. Getting tired? I appreciate your concern, but I'm not tired at all. I think you should worry more about your remaining water. You haven't shot back at me for a while. Your tank is empty, I suppose? If you think so, why don't you stop hiding and show your face? I will pass. I'm aware you're holding on to your last shot. One shot is all I need. I'll be nice and shoot you in the forehead. I don't want to get your clothes wet after all. I never imagined I could have such a thrilling battle with you, Rena. However, with the amount of water you have remaining, I doubt you have enough pressure to make that last shot go far.
Sadako was right about that. Rena had just enough water to make one last shot. As the amount of water left in the tank dwindles, the range of the shots you can make shortens. It makes the last shot the shortest and weakest of them all. Regardless of her absolutely disadvantaged situation, Rena didn't look frustrated. I could tell she had no intention to lose. It was almost like she didn't see Sadako as a threat.
You picked a perfect location for yourself, did you not? I have to tread cautiously.
Sadako seemed to understand how dangerous Rena's last shot was going to be, actually better than I did, since she was the one who was fighting against her.
I don't play chess very often, but I believe this kind of situation is called a stalemate, is it not?
Sadako took out another gun with a full tank and shortened the distance between them slowly and carefully. A gun with a full tank doesn't have to have a long range. It also has to have enough power to make those shots more accurate. If they shot at each other with a frontal attack, Sadako would have a 99% chance to win. Even so, Sadako was still afraid of Rena's last shot. Sadako shortened the distance even further, smiling as if unafraid, but I could tell she was actually full of fear. Sadako compared to this situation to chess earlier, but it wasn't exactly the same. In chess, you can use some pieces to drive the opponent's king into a corner, but in this case, there was only Rena and Sadako. You can lose some of your pieces in order to achieve a win, but Sadako doesn't have any pieces other than herself. A king can't drive the other king into a corner alone. That's called a stalemate. That's why, while at first glance it looks like Sadako has the absolute advantage, they're actually on equal footing.
Let us finish this! It's not like us to wait for the bell to bring an end to this battle! You're right. Let's do this!
That's a strange thought. Rena wouldn't have just moved on a dare from Sadako. What kind of plan did she have? Rena had been hiding behind a cover for a while, but she came out without hesitation. I noticed something right away. Rena had a different gun. Sadako seemed to notice it as well.
I had a plan to hide when my rhino ran low. I hid a gun in advance.
Damn, she's good! And using a trap at the last moment from a come-behind victory, it was as though she was taking Sadako's best skill from her and firing it right back. Sadako no longer had any advantages. Now both of them were pointing their guns at each other with full tanks. But she still looked confident. What was going on? Did she have some kind of plan too?
That gun you're holding right now is very important to me. What do you mean? You would have kept waiting for your perfect shot and it wouldn't have come out of hiding if you didn't have that gun.
At that moment, lightning ran through my brain. I instantly understood the situation. Of course! Rena was in a disadvantaged situation earlier, but it was actually the same for Sadako, so she didn't have a chance to make her shot while Rena was in hiding. Rena had to remain cautious in order to hit her with the last shot, and that made it difficult for Sadako to attack her. However, what if Rena didn't need to take the last shot from a come-behind victory? No, I said it wrong. What if Rena got a new gun with a full tank? She'd stop hiding and come out to fight against Sadako.
You see, I knew from the beginning that you'd run over here in order to obtain that gun.
Let Sadako talk crap, Rena. You don't have to listen to her. Just shoot her right now. Rena thought the same thing. She shot at Sadako without any hesitation. But she frowned in confusion a moment after. What was going on? She couldn't shoot. Was her water gun broken? Or did somebody break it?
Didn't you know that you could easily break a wire gun by putting a little bit of sand in an empty tank and pulling the trigger several times? You knew I was hiding my trump card here and pulled a cheap trick like that, huh? I told you! You only set one small trap at the last moment. And that's the beauty of traps.
When it comes to traps, Sadako remained a notch above Rena after all. I couldn't believe Sadako figured out Rena's plan in advance and set a trap to counter it. Rena, you made a big mistake. You should have kept the old gun with you. You could have at least made that last shot. But it's too late for you to pick it up again. Rena was in a worse situation than she was before. She couldn't even take another shot.
Be prepared! You told me earlier that you'd shoot me in the forehead, did you not? Well, I'll be at least kind enough to do you the same favor.
Sadako slowly narrowed her distance again and pointed the muzzle at Rena's forehead. Rena still didn't look like she'd given up. She still thought the game was undecided.
Sadako, you're not as good as you think you are. What did you say? If you got me with your trap, it'd be right as the winner to show yourself in the room to breathe and smile like you're doing right now. But all you've done is drive me into a tough spot. You haven't killed me yet. Don't you think it's a little too early for you to act like you've already got me? I thought you were going to say something much scarier than that. It makes no difference because I'm going to get you right now. If I were you, I'd just shoot rather than keep talking. You know why? Because if I didn't, I'd lose. Lose? Are you talking about me? I highly doubt you can fight with that jam water gun. Do you remember the rule? You're hit when it's water from a gun. Huh? So what are you saying?
When I heard her saying that, I started running. My target was Rena. Sadako was already dead to me. Why? Because she was going to be shot by Rena within the second.
I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to, Rena. What do you think you can do with a jam water gun? As long as I have water in my gun, I can still fight. Don't you get it yet?
Rena raised her broken water gun up high and smashed it on the handle of the wall of the school building as hard as she could. The plastic broke easily and water flowed out of it.
As long as the water from the gun hits you, you're dead. It doesn't matter where the water comes out.
Rena was right. She just saved herself by thinking it through. If she was using a real gun, bullets would only come out from one end of the gun. But this was a water gun. She could make her bullets, water in this case, to come out from any place, not just the barrel of the gun.
What?
Sadako had finally realized that she was standing defenselessly in front of Rena. Sadako's trap was successful, but she overestimated its effect. She should have just shot Rena without hesitation before Rena noticed her new water gun was jammed. She was going to fail because she had grown overconfident of her victory. A second before Sadako pulled the trigger, Rena swung her water gun as if slashing Sadako with a sword. Sadako fired her bullets, but it was too late. A second before Rena could be shot down, a blade of water hit Sadako in the face. No, not hit. It cut her face open.
Your endgame wasn't good enough. I can't believe I lost!
Rena ran toward Sadako, who was still standing in shock, and took her water gun. Rena knew I was her last target, and I was running toward her.
Rena!
Rena, using her super mobility, began to duck and weave. Oh, we were evenly matched. Neither of us neglected to make any shot possible. Neither of us would make the advantage of the situation. Ah, crap, I'd messed up.
I knew it'd end up being a one-on-one battle with you. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
I'm seeing you in a new light today. I didn't know you had the guts.
Rather than a new light, I'd like you to see me in a romantic way.
I can try if you let me win.
No thanks!
We circled around the construction equipment trying to take shots at each other. We were both sweating like crazy, but I didn't feel tired. Big drops of sweat tickled as they ran down my body. Rapid bursts of water flew across both of our paths. Neither of us had an advantage or disadvantage. I didn't feel elated that I might win or be frustrated that I might lose. I was just enjoying this battle with Rena. It was like a dance that I couldn't dance alone. A dance that I could only dance with an opponent. Rena sure is sharp when she gets serious. It's giving me the chills.
Keiichi's good too. He's evenly matched with her. I can't tell who's going to win.
In fact, none of the observers could tell who was going to win. Neither could we. We had no idea who was going to win. We had no idea when this battle would end. I didn't know why, but it was great fun just to fight against Rena. I didn't even care whether I won or lost. In fact, I never wanted it to end. As we fired at each other, both our tanks emptied, shortening our range. It inevitably became more and more like a melee than a gun battle. We fired our water guns as if trying to cut each other with blades of water or swinging the gun like a sword. We both came up with the idea of swinging the gun hard to generate centrifugal force in order to increase the range of our attacks. I dived to duck her shot. I rolled on the ground and landed on my feet. I ducked her shot again and swung my gun like a sword. Who would have imagined that our club's wire gun battle would turn into a one-on-one close combat like this? Absolutely nobody. Oh, you think so too, Rena?
You too, Keiichi?
We're both breathing hard, calculating the timing needed to take a closer step. And then we both grinned wickedly at each other.
This is so fun! I don't want it to ever end! Don't hate me if you lose!
No, never! I'd hate myself for ending this game! I know I won't be the one crying in the end!
I don't know about that! Your feet are getting weak like they're made of straw!
Shut up! Wow, they both look so cool!
Mybara, go! Ryugu, you can get him!
I became relaxed enough to enjoy the battle and finally realized that many of our classmates were watching our one-on-one fight. I barely had any water left. I'd have to make the next shot count or I was done for. It seemed like Rena was in the same situation too. The next shot will decide it. I wish we could fill up our tanks and keep doing this forever.
Well, people enjoy things because they end eventually. Flowers are beautiful, especially because they wither.
I see. That's one way to look at it.
It's been fun fighting against you, but this is it.
Indeed. Sorry, but I'm gonna end this battle.
Good luck, Keiichi!
Don't cry when you lose!
Let's do this!
Hell yeah!
Oh, I love this so much!
Wow.
Which one of them won?
The cries of the cicadas echoed in the quiet schoolyard. They sound like a hand of a watch ticking away the seconds. Neither one of us moved. We took our final shots and now stood motionless. It was like one of those duels in Western movies. Who hit the other first?
I don't know. I couldn't see it.
Our classmates broke the silence first. They finally realized our intensely beautiful one-on-one battle was over.
Class Press, what's your decision?
Mion in turn realized she had to deliver a verdict to end the game. But she was just as stunned as the others. It took her a moment to recover. Mion was taking the time to render her verdict. In fact, Rena and I didn't know who won either. My last shot flew fast and splashed sideways as if a blade had cut her chest. I knew that for sure, but at the same moment, Rena's shot hit me in the shoulder. Whoever shot the other first wins. But we didn't know if it was me or her. That's why we stood motionless, waiting for the verdict to be delivered.
Did you see it, Rika? I can't tell. Class Press, who won?
Everybody held their breath, waiting for Mion to call it. Rena and I kept staring at each other. The spectators were the only ones who were interested who the winner was. To us, it wasn't that important. We had a great battle, and we both really wanted to do better than one the other. We both wanted to call it a tie. For this great battle, settling for a tie would be the best and most proper option. In other words, this one-on-one fight wasn't a battle to decide the winner. It seems that everyone is thinking the same way.
Me?
Yeah.
They can't move if you don't deliver a verdict.
Yeah. Mion hates to settle for a tie because she loves to draw a line between superiors and inferiors. She tends to settle for a tie when deciding who is the loser because it's more fun to have as many people as possible to suffer the punishment. But she's never settled for a tie between winners before. Mion holds a special feeling toward the meaning of being number one. Everybody continued holding their breath, awaiting their verdict. Please make it a tie. Everybody wished for that in their hearts. Mion was hesitating to make the decision. She could have chosen a winner more easily if one of us even did a little better than the other. But even if one of us did a little better than the other, I felt like nothing fits better than settling for a tie. The two of you did great today. Mion finally started speaking. Kei-chan and Rena, you showed us a significant spirit and skill today. The explosive power you showed us was so beautiful that's beyond even the highest praise I can ever give. It's very difficult for me to decide who's the winner should be after watching such an amazing battle.
But then, you mean we have two winners?
I don't like to have two winners. That's not really the point of our club. However, they were both so good, it's hard for me to decide who was better. So, I'm going to call it a tie for today, and they're going to have another battle sometime to decide the winner. I expected she might settle for a tie. I never thought she'd make us have another battle.
Mybara, you were awesome! You were so cool! Ryugu, you gave me chills. It was like, you set our hearts on fire.
The classmates boys rushed toward us and praised us for showing them something that cool. Rena and I were finally released from the tension of battle and dropped to our knees.
Too bad we tied.
Yeah, I can't wait for our next battle.
Can you give me your hand?
Of course, I was going to ask you the same thing. We both smiled at each other. It was the first time we ever hit it off like this.
By the way,
You were pretty good at that.
what do you mean? Mi-chan, you're trying to get away without suffering the punishment, aren't you?
She was just trying to sound cool, but the main reason she delivered that verdict was to protect herself. That's so like Mia, you know? Look! She's running away! Looks like my guess was right. She's so obvious! The bell rang, a sign that class was over, while we all laughed at Mio. After that...
Good job out there, you two. Here, use this towel.
Rika held out a towel, a big smile on her face. However, Rena and I stepped back and pointed our wire guns at her.
I was already shot many times. I told everybody I was already hit, but nobody believes me.
Rika was soaking wet. Well, nobody believed her because she really could be that sneaky, pretending she was hit in order to stay in the game.
It's your own fault that nobody believes you. Sometimes it's hard to believe anything you say. Everybody is so mean to me. I feel lonely. I'm lonely like a poor kitten crying in a cardboard box because nobody wants her.
Oh, the sound came from Rena's head. I saw a circle of smoke coming out of it. Rena must have pictured Rika meowing like a cat in a cardboard box.
Rika's an abandoned kitten. I'm taking her home with me.
Ouch! Rena, you're ruining how cool we looked earlier. Rena was back to her normal self and jumped on Rika like a chameleon capturing its prey. Rika struggles to get away. Come on, everybody, get back to your classroom now. She clapped her hands and yelled at us from the window of the teacher's office. Let's go! Everybody exchanged smiles and ran back to the classroom. Oh my god, I love it! Oh my god. I love it when Ryukisha writes action scenes. It's my favorite. Alright, so let's read some tips. And we're gonna keep reading because I love this! I love this! I do. I really do. I'm sorry for my squeaky chair. Now, the new tips. A beautiful day. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't really need to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I can take... Oh, wait. Who is reading this? Oh, no. Uh-oh. Who is reading this? No. I'm sorry. This is a different perspective. Let's read that again. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I can take down my futon from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window, and enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my page-a-day calendar, it's June 1983 today. While it was still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season, and it was already coming around the corner. This was very abnormal, apparently. Even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once in 100 years, if it's supposed to come in the June of 1983, when it wasn't so much of a big deal, that it was inevitable. On the other hand, the sudden evening shower on the way home from school was more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been in perfect harmony, as if it was all carefully planned. I felt like something good was going to happen this year. How should I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll a 6 on the first throw of a board game and start off with a huge lead. When it comes to the die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives, so it's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll a 6 on my first throw and a 1 on the next throw, the total is 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of one to come up on the die. but you can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. You might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36, but if you look at each throw one by one, there's only 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass wind chime Sadako put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. Okay, so we know this is probably Rika. And her... Okay? Alright. Now, let's continue reading. Because there's more fun things. I woke from my dream still feeling excited. I must have had a very happy dream. I already forgot what it was about, but it felt like as if there was a switch that automatically made me forget my dreams when I opened my eyes. All I could remember was a happy dream. I looked at the ceiling and enjoyed the happy feeling for a while. It was Sunday today. Outside the window I could hear the morning bird song that sounded totally different from what I heard on weekdays. The morning bird song on weekdays sound like they're in a rush, as if they're telling me to hurry to school. On Sunday it's different, and I could tell the birds are singing simply because they want to tell everybody how great a morning it is. I even felt like the birds that sing on weekdays must be different from the ones that sing on the Sunday. I wonder if there really are birds that only sing on Sunday. It sounds like a very luxurious job for some reason. It's a waste to listen to such a valuable bird song when you're not quite awake. As I fully awaken from my normal crude personality takes over, and I start feeling stupid to even think that there might be birds that sing only on Sunday. I love that, Keiichi. I yawned and stretched. My blood started circulating through my entire body. It felt good. I turned over and looked at the clock, which says it's past 10 a.m. I used to go on my cram school on Sunday at 10 a.m. That was before I moved to Hinamizawa. My parents made me go to several cram schools back then. I remember that the one I had to go to on the 1st and the 3rd of the Sundays of the month was the hardest one of all, because I had to change trains several times to get there. I was never allowed to sleep in so late back then. My mom had always woken me up so early that I didn't miss my classes. That's probably why I always dreamed of being able to wake up whenever I wanted on Sunday. Needless to say, I don't feel that way anymore now that I moved to Hinamizawa. After all, I can always sleep till noon on Sunday now. My life has changed completely since I moved here. Before, I used to think that living in the countryside would be really inconvenient. To be honest, I wasn't even interested in living here, but it was only the first few days I felt that way. Now I don't feel attached to life in the city or its conveniences. When I think about that part of my life in Hinamizawa that I'm mostly attached to, I'd have to say it's probably my friends. I guess they're the reason why I'm being so sentimental. It's probably because I had so much fun yesterday in the water gun fight with all my classmates. Despite my age, I got so into it and had so much fun. I bet the kids in the city wouldn't be able to play like that. No. I should say they wouldn't even want to live in there in the first place. They wouldn't realize how exciting a simple water gun fight could be. I went downstairs and saw my parents watching a serious TV program arguing about the topic together. First of all, telephone services charged in Japan are way too expensive. It's because the state has a monopoly. But private companies are profit-oriented organizations. They're not exactly charitable. I wonder if they can maintain uniform service nationwide. The experts on TV were arguing about the same thing. It seems like there's a possibility the telephone service will get privatized. I'm too young to understand how privatization can make things better, but I can easily assume that people will start talking about privatizing the postal services in the near future, too. My parents were arguing about the topic fiercely, but they got along very well. Let's put it this way, they got along well and that's why they argue. I don't remember seeing them get along this well when we were living in the city. This is probably one of the things that got better since we moved to Hinamizawa. A cold relationship between parents doesn't bring any benefits to their kids. Oh, Keiichi, you're up early today. Do you want to eat at breakfast? No thanks, I'm going out today, so I don't need anything. Are you going out with your friends? Is it one of those club activities that you always talk about? No, it's not a club activity today. It's the punishment for the game we played yesterday. Someone rang the doorbell. I looked at the clock and noticed it's almost time to meet Rena. I guess I spent too much time enjoying waking up late. I ran upstairs to get a change of clothes. I quickly changed and ran to the front door. Rena was chatting with my parents. I always feel uncomfortable when my parents talk to my friends. I'm afraid they'll say something embarrassing about me. If they told Rena that I wet my bed until I was X years old or something, she wouldn't wait until Monday to tell everybody in my school or maybe everybody in Hinamizawa. Hey Rena, good morning. I'm sorry for making you wait.
Keiichi!
Rena and my parents looked at me and laughed. I said good morning and they laughed. I guess I was too late. My parents must have already told Rena some embarrassing secrets about me. I don't want my parents to tell her anything else, so I put my shoes on in a rush and pushed Rena out of the house. My parents waved at us, smiling. Have a nice day, Rena. Please take care of Keiichi.
Huh? Don't worry. I'll take good care of Keiichi.
I have no idea why you have to do that. I don't need you to take care of me. I dragged Rena away from the house and we were on our way. We rode our bicycles to the town of Okinomiya. It's a long way away. It's an easy ride to town because it's mostly downhill, but needless to say, it's a hard ride on the way back. I felt like Rena was giggling whenever she looked at me. I badly wanted to know what kind of embarrassing information my parents had fed her before I came downstairs. I tried to give her a new subject to talk about in order to get whatever she heard from my parents out of her mind. How come you're so close to my folks?
Well, we're very close because we talk a lot.
When do you talk to my parents? I've never seen you having a conversation.
I see your mother a lot at the grocery store. She's there a lot on the special bargain and extra point days.
Oh yeah, my mom keeps a close eye on those. She sticks notes like that in the refrigerator. They're always about when she can get and where she can get things cheaper.
Whenever I see her at the store, we talk about what we're making for dinner that night, and we do the shopping together. A few days ago, she told me that curry sauce was on sale and that she was going to have curry and rice for dinner that night, so I did the same.
I remember we had curry and rice the day before yesterday. So you had curry and rice that day too, huh?
Yeah, you had pork curry, didn't you? Pork was on sale that day, so your mom and I both bought some. So when I was eating my curry at home, I knew you were having the same dinner.
So she knows what I'm eating for dinner almost every day. Rena, well, guess what dinner you're having, Keiichi? Pork and ginger ramen flavor, right? How did you know? That's how! That's the first mystery solved in Onikakushi. By the way, this is the answer arc for Onikakushi. I forgot to say that. It didn't bother me, but I did feel kind of embarrassed. It's like, how did you know? You couldn't possibly know that! Rena was watching you picking out ramen from behind. I was watching the whole time. Oh my god! And then he slammed the door on her fingers and it was like, go home! Go home! And she was like, I'm sorry if my practical jokes went too far, Keiichi. What do you think that now? How can you find the real answer within that scene now in Onikakushi? Let's continue.
I usually see your father with your mother at the grocery store. Your parents get along very well, huh?
Yeah, they like to go grocery shopping together. I think they're a good couple for their age.
I think it's very important that your parents get along well. It's cute that they still go grocery shopping together.
That's enough about my parents. What about yours, Rena? Do they get along well?
Yes, they do. They're always hugging and kissing. So, I feel like there's no room for me in the house.
Her parents are a lovey-dovey couple, huh? I've never met Rena's mother, but I imagine she's just like Rena. I could easily imagine her mother going crazy about the spot her husband missed when shaving because it looks so cute to her, like sesame seeds on white rice. She must love to touch her husband's chubby stomach because it feels so soft. It was funny how easily I could imagine her mother doing those things.
What's so funny?
I'm curious about your mother now. I'm gonna go to your house next time and meet your mother.
What? No!
Talk to my mother. It's only fair that I talk to yours too, isn't it?
Oh, but my mom isn't as interesting as a person as you think. She's normal and boring.
I can even picture how she looks. I know it. She looks just like you, doesn't she?
What? No, she doesn't. She doesn't look like me at all.
Then why are you acting so weird? Your reaction tells me everything. Anyway, I'm really interested in your mother now. I'm gonna see her sometime. Be prepared.
Oh, no way! If you really do come to my house, I'll be so mad at you!
Your daughter is a great friend to me. No, wait, it'll be more fun if I say something like, I've been seeing your daughter. I'm serious about her.
Oh, if you come come to my house, I'll tell Micha and the others the stories from when you were little.
What? What kind of stories are you talking about exactly?
Well, the one I heard from your mother is about when you were 4 years old, and the other one is about the slide when you were 6 years old, and another one is about when you were...
You got me, Rena. I'll never get within 100-meter radius of your house as long as you live.
Thank you!
Damn it, Mom! I'll remember this! We arrived at the station. The place we were going today was right near here. It's a restaurant called Angel Mart, and we were meeting up with the others there. I was surprised when I saw the restaurant. It's usually a normal and quiet restaurant, but today there were many people in front of it. They didn't look like they were waiting in line to get inside. It looked more like they were just loitering around. They should just line up and go inside like normal people. Wow, what's going on? There's so many people here.
The restaurant has a big event today. I heard that there were many people coming from far away.
There's a flag saying Dessert Fiesta in front of the restaurant. I heard that Angel Mart holds events like this several times a year, and a lot of people come to attend from all over.
Today, only people who have a ticket can get into the restaurant, and one ticket allows up to 4 people to get in.
I see. So these people are waiting for friends who have a ticket.
Not exactly. Some people have tickets but don't have 4 people to go with.
So you're saying that these people are just here to find someone who'd like to share their empty seats? At the time, the crowd of people roared in excitement. What's going on?
This guy has a ticket!
He's trying to get inside alone when he can bring 3 more with him. How rude!
Please let me join you!
If you let me join you, I'll honor you with a rare Angel Mart trading card. I'd come with the front field's new summer kits. It's limited edition book. I'll give the benefit of Higurashi with a mall that lets you change everybody's outfits. Let's make a figure for you of my G versions of G's figure. I'll give you 10,000 yen in real money. You fool! RMT is prohibited. Report. Account banned. I have no idea what they're talking about.
The fans of this restaurant are a little scary, huh?
Anyway, what about our ticket? There are 5 of us. How are we all gonna get in?
Shh. You know Michan's family owns this restaurant, so you know?
Mion is so cool sometimes. Rena makes a fist and gets all fired up.
Well, let's go! We're going to dash through the crowd without stopping!
That seems like the best course of action, actually. Okay. We nodded at each other. Since we were a group of 2 at the present, it looked like we had 2 more seats to share. These people might try mobbing us in order to get a share. We crashed down, getting ready to run. The crowd of people seemed to notice us. Look at them! They're gonna force their way through! And he's trying to fill a booth alone with his girlfriend? How reprehensible! We're gonna sit with them and crush their lovey-dovey mood! Fight back to the last round and show them the iron will of the Germans! What? Damn, they're gonna tackle us. They'd do whatever it took to stop us from getting inside the restaurant.
Today's the day Micha and the others suffer their punishment. If we can't get inside, our victory yesterday will have been in vain.
I can't let that happen. We exhausted ourselves to obtain that victory. To watch our friends undergo that punishment is our right and
our duty as well.
But no matter how cool we sound, what we're really after is one thing.
I can't wait to see how Santa Claus become up! I'm taking them home with me!
Hey, you young couple! Share your empty seats with us all nice and quiet like, yeah! We won't let you go. I won't allow you to use your ticket for yourselves. You have to share your empty seats with us! They reached their hands toward us like zombies. They gradually got closer and closer. We're actually taking it easy, though. In fact, I'd say the situation was rather enjoyable.
It's like we're still in the middle of the game we played yesterday.
Yeah, it's getting fun. Let's kick their asses!
Yep, roger that! It's a lot easier to fight against them than Michan and Sadako, you know?
Indeed. I'd say even with 20 to 30 of them, it's still easier than fighting against the other club members. They don't have enough people to stop us.
Great! Let's do this!
Our enemies number about 20 to 30. If they wanted to stop us, they should have got 10 times more people than that. Oh. I'm not reading through that, okay? I'm not reading Keiichi screams every time. I'm gonna shut my voice out. I do have a limit. Maybe one day I'll go back and redub parts. Welcome to Angel Mart. Today we're holding a special event. Do you have a ticket? We don't have a ticket, but we were told to give our names. We're Rugu Rena and Maibara Keiichi. Let me check on our list. Please wait for a moment. It seems like fans of this restaurant are normal people. I bet they try to get in with lies or fake tickets. No wonder why this waitress tries to make sure to check the list. Anyway, those people were just too freaky back there. There's no way that normal people could get through them without a struggle.
You might be right. But nobody can stop me!
You sure did them in. Did you use your elbows or your knees? You hit them right in the middle of their faces. You're a scary person. The way Rena swept them off their feet with super fast invisible jabs was incredible. It even gave me a chill just thinking about it.
That's because they tried to sabotage my chance to take my girls home with me. They must look so cute today. I'm taking them all home with me.
When you're in cute mode, nobody stands a chance. I'm sure hope they admit their loss after getting beaten up so badly.
You did great too, Keiichi. At first I thought you'd be engulfed by them, but they all became quiet when you let them through with tears in your eyes. What did you do to them?
Nothing really. I just told them that I'd get into the restaurant and make sure that they see everything they wanted to see. And I told them, you might have to shed tears now, but I believe you can get a ticket next time. That's all I said, but they seem to understand me.
You're so good at that sort of thing, you know? Making people listen to you. Yeah, you sure are our club's magician of words.
They're all calling me that now. Can't you please come up with a better name?
I'll think about it.
Rena laughs loudly. Thank you so much for waiting. I confirm your names in the list. I'll take you to your table. Please follow me. The waitress led us to our seats. The restaurant was completely packed today. It made for a cheerful but sort of crazy atmosphere. All the customers in the restaurant were very unique people, like the ones loitering around outside. There was an aura of excitement in the store, and it also smelled a bit sweaty. They were also talking excitedly about using special terms that I don't understand, again, just like the people outside. Angel Mort is all about the uniform! You taste with your tongue, but in Angel Mort you can taste it with your eyes, too! Where's the waitress with the big, heavy pair of melons? I don't see her today! Whoa! You need to check the shift roster. If you like girls with the big tits, you have to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays after 5 p.m. If you like girls with small tits, you gotta come on Fridays after 5 p.m. Oh my god! I regret coming here today. At the same time, I was really glad I didn't lose the game yesterday. This punishment might be a bit easier for the girls, but as a guy, if I had to undergo this punishment today, I would have been kicked and punched by these crazy customers because they would have been burning with anger. Let me explain. I didn't come here just to eat lunch with Rena today. The punishment is as follows. The losers have to wear a costume that was randomly chosen to help with the event at Angel Mart as a waitress. The winners can enjoy eating desserts, receiving service from the losers. When this punishment was announced, I'd actually prepared myself for the punishment because I thought I'd lose the game like always. I was losing a lot recently, so I didn't think I could win. I assume Rena felt the same way. Who could imagine Rena and I could do so well as to win? You're great, my bar, Keiichi. You made me proud! Everybody started shouting, clapping their hands, and whistling for joy. I don't blame them. They came here just for the event at Angel Mart. None of them expected to see the waitresses wearing different costumes like this.
Me. I'm taking you home with me!
Wait, calm down, Rena. You can't take her home yet. She has to finish her punishment first. Rika appears with glasses of water and wet napkins on a tray. They drew lots to decide on the costumes. Rika's costume is the uniform of Angel Mart, which we regularly use for punishments.
Hello, welcome to Angel Mart.
Rika put on the glasses of water and the wet napkins in front of Rena and me.
Oh, you are so adorable! I'm taking you home with me!
Rena raised her weird voice, and everybody in the store followed suit. I'm taking her home with me! Everybody started shouting the phrase. Before I knew it, they were all surrounding our table trying to burn the scene of Rika serving customers into their minds.
Oh, Rika! You look great in that uniform! Me, it's embarrassing to have everybody look at me like that.
There's something different about the uniform, though. Good eyes, Myra. Allow me to explain. Tomita, our underclassman, pushed his way through the crowd. Oh, Tomita, Okamura too. I didn't know you guys had a ticket.
That's not important right now, Maibara! The important thing here is the uniform that Faraday is wearing today. As you already know, the uniforms of Angel Mart are designed to bring out the features of a mature woman. Therefore, it's normally required to have certain bodily proportions to wear this uniform. In that sense, this is the least compatible uniform for Furude because she's still at an early stage of development. Plus, the other problem was that the restaurant couldn't find a uniform of Furude's size. That's why it was necessary to try various measures in order to facilitate her punishment. That is, to wear the uniform of Angel Mark. Therefore, they came up with the idea to use the school swimsuit, and they created an impossible combination of the said swimsuit and the uniform of Angel Mark. It's so eccentric that even God couldn't see it coming. In this costume, Furude now has this overwhelming attack power far beyond her normal statistics. She also gained elemental enchantment stays and parry, a huge increase to her critical hit rate. On top of that, she's also given an increase in invincibility during power-ups. Do you understand how great this is? You do, don't you? Let me put it another way, like Ryugu always says. I'm taking her home with me! No, you can't! I'm the one who's taking her home! But I understand exactly how you feel. I'm taking her home with me! Tomina and Okamura held around his shoulders. They shouted the phrase in excitement. The phrase had spread throughout the store, and it was now out of control. Anyway, Tomina and Okamura surprised me sometimes. For their age, they're so good at giving passionate speeches. They'd probably make it big in the future. Where are Michan and Sadako? I can't wait to see them! At the point, the crowd sent up another roar. I hear Mio telling them to let her through. I don't remember what kind of costume she picked. Kei-san! What's going on? Wow, Kameda. Of course you're here because this is a dessert fiesta. You're a dessert maniac. Hey, how have you been doing? It doesn't matter how I am! More importantly, what is that? What's going on here? Kameda was in a state of great excitement. Thick veins were displayed on his forehead. The source of that excitement appears through the crowd. There's no turning back. I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. Welcome to Angel Mart. Here's your ultra rare cheesecake. Mia appeared with a cake on a tray. Oh! Now I remember what she picked for her costume. Hello! Michan, you look so cute too! I can't believe I'm doing this. I was gonna make Kei-chan wear it. Maibara, this costume is extraordinary too! Plus, you know her in person, and because she's the leader of the club who has never lost any games in the past, is also the class president who's always perfect in everything, you can join this 500%! Even the class president who doesn't know what losing is can't exceed punishment. Your club is so terrifying! What? Please explain what's going on here, Kay! I thought we were friends because we share a huge parfait together! How could you not tell me about such a wonderful club? I can't believe you didn't tell me about this. If I knew about it, I wouldn't have joined the baseball team! Where's the reset button for my life? The crowd roars in excitement. What a great club! I've never heard of a club as wonderful as this in my life. You can't join our club. Only people who live in Hinamizawa can join. What? Then I have to move my certificate of residence to Hinamizawa at once. Stop there, Rena. The population of Hinamizawa might just double by tomorrow. Anyway, this is a beautiful punishment, Kay. Costumes that make women look beautiful are like decorations of desserts. Or shortcake, for example, is just like a sponge cake you take away its decoration. But if you decorate it with whipped cream, to enjoy its wonderful, mysterious harmony and the layers and layers of beautiful decoration cream, you can enjoy it with both your eyes and tongue. Oh, that's why this combination of sailor style, beautiful uniform, and jean shorts is wonderful. They're both ordinary school clothes, and each is tasteful in their own right. Well, let's put that aside for now. A school uniform and gym clothes in the same category, namely school clothes. Well, they never combined together. It's just like a strawberry daifuku. Nobody thought they'd actually taste good, but the combination actually brought an exploit and unknown taste to this world. Kei-chan, he's calling you Kei. I didn't know you were friends with this pervert. I'm trying my best not to be friends with him. Oh my god! What is it? A guy tumbled in and landed on his feet elegantly. It was Coach! How dare you? How dare you, Maibara? Coach glared at me in anger. He was breathing hard with a scary expression on his face. What do you mean? What did I do? That is what I'm talking about! At the moment of his scream, 3 different metal buckets fell on his head, one after another, and a Chinese wok finished the job. While I was prepared for this moment, my punishment was chosen. To see Sadako in a maid costume is like a matter of life and death to you. Hello! I love Sadako's costume! It's so cute! I'm taking her home with me!
take her home with me, or my name's not Irie Kyosuke.
No! If you try to sabotage my chance to take her home with me, you get these!
Oh my god! Once Rena goes to the Kiyomon, she becomes merciless. If a rock tried to sabotage her chance to take her favorites home with her, she'd break it in pieces. If it was a river, she'd fill it up with sand. If it was the sea, she'd split it in half like Moses and walk through it. What? Coach got off on his feet like a zombie. I couldn't believe he could still get up after getting hit by all of her super fast attacks. That doesn't work on me! Ow. Nope, that doesn't work either. I'll get up no matter how many times I get beaten as long as there's a maid in front of me. Why? Because it's a dream of mankind! Ow! Oh, ouch! Take that, Irie, you weirdo! No matter what, I'm taking you home! Irie was on the floor, his body twitching. Rena just hit him with a barrage at point-blank range. Anyway, this is really a sight to behold. I'm so glad I won the game, but at the same time, I'm scared to imagine how terrible it would have been if I lost.
This is absurd! Why do I have to wear this for punishment? I cannot take it any longer!
Sadako, your costume's a lot more decent than this old man's.
You think wearing a maid costume is decent? You're completely messed up.
Rena, stop drooling and sit here. It's the winner's right to be served by the losers, remember?
I don't know what you're taking home with me today.
Hey, waitress, what's your recommendation today? What about this fruit parfait?
The cream puffs are very good too. You can get refills of water as many times as you want for free.
Rena's nose was bleeding because she kept to keep the waitresses and the cute costumes all to herself. I should actually thank her for acting crazy like that because it made me look calmer than I really was, as I was excited as her. And my nose would probably be too if I wasn't careful. Now I understand what a slack-jawed smile means.
Hey Rika! Waitress! Can you feed me? Sure.
Sadako, can you feed me too? And Mion, you massage my shoulders.
Open your mouth! I hate this! Hey! I told you to open your mouth!
Damn it, why do I have to massage your shoulders? This old man's service is going to cost you! The audience gasped at the sight. I bet Ancient War has never had an event as exciting as this one. Every table had 4 people squeezed in together, but only Rena and myself were at this table. 3 waitresses in cute costumes were exclusively serving us. They were giving us shoulder massages and feeding us desserts too. This has never happened before in Ancient War, and it never will again. I see. They're waitresses. I'd like a glass of water. One of the other customers wanted a piece of the wonderful treatment and patted me on the shoulder. Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not a waitress. Ask the real waitress over there for a glass of water, okay? What? You're not a waitress? You can't serve me!
That's right. We're not waitresses. We have no obligation to provide service to you. Sadako, me and I are here for the winners. Me.
It's not fair! All of a sudden, Kameno screams, starting to blame me. What do you mean it's not fair? It's not fair that Keisa can do a wonderful club activities and I can't! It's not fair! It's not fair! It's just not fair! Hold on, we took a certain risk to earn this right. So this is fair. We don't think it's fair either! Tomino and Okumura were standing behind Kameda.
First of all, you only won the game yesterday because we killed Mio for you! We felt sorry for you always having to suffer punishment, so we let you shoot us! You should appreciate our sacrifice!
Oh, really? This is getting interesting. What do you think, Kei-chan? What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Well, Kameda, Tomina, and Okumura. Why don't you challenge Kei-chan and run up for the position of winners?
What? Mi-chan, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
They defeated many fighters and won a massive victory yesterday. I'm pretty sure a battle against these guys would be trivial, right? Kameda clapped his hands with glee. Tomina and Okumura nodded in agreement. Damn it, I have to fight against them here?
Now that I think about it, the game was a tie. It'll be fun to have the finale here with a few extra fighters. If you lose the game, you join in on the punishment.
Damn it! I hate it when you make it sound persuasive. What do you think, Rena?
I'm fine with it because I'm going to win! I'm taking them home with me! I wonder what kind of costume you'll have to wear! I'm taking all of you home with me!
Sure is motivated. I could see Kameda was ready to fight for the ticket to Paradise at Angel Ward. My 2 underclassmen were also eager to have a chance against the members of our club for the first time. Iriokoski reported to volunteer for the game too! Yeah! Well. Okay, let's start the game with these members. Rena and Keijan, you have any objections? I don't think you take on an objection even if I had one. Well, don't you like to make the game more interesting?
It's now or never if you want to change your mind, Tomina Okamura. As you already know, you have to undergo the punishment if you lose. We know that!
We're meant to!
We've always wanted to fight against you!
They've seen the many horrifying punishments we had to suffer, and they still have the courage to join in. I had to admit, they have potential. Kameda, the evil lord of Angel, sneered at the two. I never thought I had the chance to fight against you again, Kei-san. I'm going to fight fair and square this time. I didn't expect to fight you here in Angel either. I'm pretty sure you'll be even tougher enemy to defeat here than the baseball game. Coach Irie, the Count Maids, laughed as if he was afraid of nothing. Well, I'll show you how serious an adult can be. And today here at Angel I'm going to have a harem that is for me alone. Okay, Irie.
I won't let any of you win!
Alright, I'm ready. I can't keep complaining. Mion, what kind of game are we playing? That's the spirit. Make way, everybody. Waitress, please bring it over. In the kitchen, the real waitresses are standing by with many desserts on trays. It looks like this game's either going to be a speed eating or a competitive eating contest. Manager, are you sure we can do this? Yeah, go ahead and bring the desserts. The more interesting, the better. I want this event to be exciting as possible. The waitress checked with their manager and started bringing in the desserts. The 2 of my underclassmen, Kameda, Coach, and Rena, and I sat at the table together. A horrific amount of desserts was brought before us. I wanted to enjoy watching the cute waitresses placing the desserts on the table, but right now I was in a fighting mood. I had no time for that. The audience surrounding our table seemed to have grown excited too. I bet it didn't even cross their minds that they'd see a serious battle at Angel Mart today. They didn't care, as long as it's fun to watch. Listen up! This is a competitive eating contest. Whoever eats the most during the time limit wins. We already know how heavy each dessert is, so we'll calculate the total weight of the desserts you ate after the game is over. Whoever ate the most weight will win. When the words competitive eating came up, Kameda smiled evilly. Damn it, Kameda had an advantage. Mio, can you count the 2 of us as one person because we always fight together? Yeah, that's fine. Since they're always together, I'll permit it. Damn it, having 2 stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage, too. What about you, Rena? I'm sure a competitive eating contest is a bit of a hard game for a girl.
No worries! If it means I can take these adorable girls home with me, I'd even swallow the table!
I underestimated her. Rena can overcome physical impossibilities when she goes into cute mode. She might even be able to eat food that's heavier than herself. Coach, what about you? Are you good at competitive eating? Maibara, as long as there's a maid and a condition that I need in order to get her, nothing is impossible to me. I could see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. The glint from the eyes that shone from his lenses was sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Damn it, he was in maid mode, which is equally as strong as Rena's cute mode. Shit, I was the only one without any advantages. Are you ready? Set? Go! I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mia started the game without hesitation. Damn it, there's no turning back. I had to do this! There were many kinds of desserts before us. Some were easy to eat and some were not. So I had to get the desserts that are easiest to eat before anybody else got it. What about the yogurt parfait? But of course, everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Everybody reached out for the same dessert as fast as they could. A white light flashed in front of our eyes and the parfait disappeared. My hands clashed with the others in midair.
You're too slow! I got it first!
Rena took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. Damn it, I knew it! There's no way I can defeat Rena in the opening move. Rena took the parfait like a frog catching a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. She did all that in seconds. She's usually gentle and calm, but she's a totally different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. I see. Now I understand why people say women always have room for dessert. But in the special environment in Angel World, Himeda wasn't far behind Rena. He grabbed a fruit parfait and swallowed it as if drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic. Kei-san, you're wasting your time. You don't even have a 1% chance to beat me in the battle at Angel World. Just watch me. Tomiya and Okamura looked at the extraordinary techniques that Rena and Himeda are displaying, but they seemed to be very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and eat faster than anybody else because there are two of them. Rena and Himeda were eating very fast, but they might slow down in the middle, so this might going to be an unpredictable race. Son of a bitch! I won't lose this game! I shoved my dessert in my mouth and kept eating. I just kept eating. Ow, 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 ow! God damn it, my mouth got extremely cold when I swallowed a ball of ice cream. How can the others do this so easily? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I can use some kind of heat to melt it first and drink it down. Plus, it'd be easier for my stomach to take when it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? It takes too long to use body heat, and I didn't have any other source of heat with me. Waitress, can I order something? I'd like to have some hot coffee. Could you bring it to me in a huge pot instead of a cup? Coach! My bar, you're too slow. I also got the idea to melt it with heat. No, damn it! He was one step ahead of me! I could order a hot coffee too, but I'd still be one step behind him. I had to come up with something to melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee! Calm down, my bar, Keiichi. Think hard! Think!
Keiichi held his head and screamed that line and bent his neck backwards. When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind, and it's very fun to listen to. But I had to concentrate. I needed to win this game. I was going to keep eating as much as I can and take all the adorable girls home with me. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care exactly because I was having so much fun. Michan always comes up with such extraordinary games. Sadako loves to play pranks. Rika's very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi's always so funny. I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than saying how happy I am. Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. There's as much misfortune and pain as there's happiness and pleasure in this world. And I know very well that they all come to you regardless of how hard you try. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean you don't need to try hard. I can try to make my happy days even happier and last longer. In the same way, I can try to make my unhappy days happier and then faster. I struggle very hard to achieve that. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have now as much as I can. I must not take them for granted because they won't last forever. They won't. One day all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today so I wouldn't regret it, even if the world ended tomorrow. I noticed my hands stopped moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy that my heart might burst. I even love doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. I love everybody. I love Michan, Sadako, Rika, and Keiichi. I love everybody in my class and everybody in Okinomiya.
Oh! Rena stopped eating! I guess she went too fast in the beginning.
Okamura, this is our chance! We need to beat Ryugu!
All of you are just wasting your time. You think you can beat me and Angel Wars? You're too naive. Rena, come on! I'll never forgive you to let Coach win. I'm not gonna let anybody win. I can even swallow the Pacific Ocean if you ask me to. What's wrong, Rena? Are you getting full? I guess you just have to watch my come from behind victory now. Am I right, everyone? Yeah!
Rena, what's wrong? I had left the table. I was just so happy. I didn't care who lost or who won this match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy and try to win, but I can never be happier than this. If I could seal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I'd carry it around with me in my pocket. I'd use it as heat to wear out the cold of hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. When you're bored with happy days and don't even realize you're happy, that's when you achieve true happiness. You only feel happiness when you're in a freezing cold environment. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. On my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain to the lady that needed a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event today. But the lady saying that she didn't know was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store manager was called and started apologizing to the lady.
It's your fault. You should have put a note outside that said we needed a ticket to come in or something. How do you expect me to know when there's no mention of it?
The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared.
Oh, Reina! I didn't expect to see you here.
Oh, hello! What a coincidence! I held out my hand for a high five. She gave me one.
Listen, Reina, they're so mean. They're saying I can't have a seat because I don't have a ticket.
It seems that way.
Well, I can't do anything about it, can I? I can still buy some cakes to take home, yeah. Yes, of course. You can choose anything you can from our selection. The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to the showcase. I like this cute one. I think he likes simple ones like shortcakes. Hey, Reina, what would you like?
What? Me? Are you buying me one?
You really like cakes, huh? You can get whatever you like.
Then I don't know. I'll take a shortcake as well.
Really? There's so many other cute ones.
Everything looks so good, but shortcakes look the best.
Okay, give me 2 shortcakes and 1 petite trianon. We're taking them home.
She imitated the smile I usually made. I replied with the same big smile. Then I smelled the strong scent of her perfume and it made me sneeze.
Oh, are you sick?
Rena's perfume and I never seemed to get along.
You received new tips. Business card. So let's read this tip. Give me a moment. Rena, height 168 centimeters, bust 89, waist 60, hips 87. Hobbies, interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with herbs I grow. Always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out sometime next time somewhere in private. Gentlemen's Club, Blue Mermaid. Private manager, Mamiya Rena. Okay, so there. That's a short tip, and we'll end it here. As you can see, pink is the point of view, like the switch. So the pink text is Rena. Anyway, have fun!